It's been a while since I've checked in with the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. The very first M.L. Miller Frights video focused on the news about a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film in the works. But while filming has commenced, and I think it's even wrapped, news has been scant and scarce. Just recently, some interesting info has been dropped in regarding casting for the film, and I felt it was time to check back in with our favorite cannibals from the Lone Star State and also give an update to a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film that is currently going through the crowdfunding phase right now. Welcome back to M.L. Miller Frights, a part of the Kings of Horror Network. I'm M.L. Miller. While you might be watching this video on the Kings of Horror Network, I urge you to click over to my M.L. Miller Frights YouTube page and give it a like. Please share with all of your buddies. Click subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite films, and even though many of the sequels have fallen short of greatness, I can find things to like about almost every one of them. Last year, it was announced that Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead remake and Don't Breathe, would be producing a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, which would follow the Halloween 2018 route as a direct sequel to the original. While this wouldn't be the first film in the franchise to claim to be the direct sequel to the original while ignoring the rest, this one is rumored to have Leatherface aging in real time and being a somewhat older version of the character. From what I've gathered about the project, the story follows Melody, played by Nell Hudson, who has scheduled a business trip across Texas, and rather than leaving her wheelchair-bound teenager sister, Dreama, played by Elsie Fisher, alone in the city, she brings her along for the ride. Soon they find themselves crossing paths with a 60-year-old Leatherface who has been under the care of an elderly woman and whose cannibalistic hunger has been reawakened by the spunky gals from the big city. While a road trip across Texas isn't the most original of approaches, it gets the action going, I guess. Adding a wheelchair-bound character is a nice throwback to Franklin. Dreama is also described as being a photographer, which is another nice nod to the original. That's the bulk of the story that has been released, but there's been a pair of recent announcements that really has gotten me excited about this project. First being that Mark Burnham, from Lowlife and Wrong Cops, is playing Leatherface. If you haven't seen Lowlife, rush out there and see it, ASAP. Burnham is but one amazing aspect of that film, but he definitely has a strong presence and gives a truly memorable performance in that movie. It'll be interesting because the actor really is a large and imposing character actor, but at the same time, what made him stand out to me in his previous work is his comedic timing and acidic demeanor. Hopefully the actor will be able to convey this same diabolical nature non-verbally as Leatherface. I find this to be pretty exciting news, as they aren't just tossing a stuntman behind the flesh mask here, but an honest-to-goodness fine actor in this role. Those wondering if they were going to make Leatherface old and feeble should be reassured that Burnham should be able to convey that you can be 60 and still be quite scary. This really is promising news indeed. But on top of this, news about the inclusion of the Sally Hardesty character has been released as well. Sally was the sole survivor of the original, and while Marilyn Burns, who played Sally in the original, passed away in 2014, the role has been recast with Irish actress Olwen Fiore, who some might remember from her memorable roles in Sea Fever and Mandy. While Burns delivered an iconic performance all those years ago, the fact that Sally will be returning in this new film and played by such a talented actress shows that maybe this isn't going to be the train wreck that was originally reported, as the first directors left the film shortly after shooting began and were replaced by Tejano director David Blue Garcia. IMDb also lists the Sally Hardesty role as being played by Star Wars Borg Queen Alice Krige. While this is another fine actress, I'm thinking Krige might actually be playing Leatherface's caretaker and not Sally. Personally, I think Fiore conveys an older, wizened, and tough-as-nails attitude that makes her a much better fit into where I feel this story is going. Just like Jamie Lee Curtis did in Halloween 2018, and Linda Hamilton attempted to do in the most recent Terminator, Casting Fiore as a no-nonsense survivor still tormented by her encounters with Leatherface is a road this series has never gone down, and an interesting one at that. I don't know about you, but I'm loving what I'm hearing from this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. Like all of you, I've been burned too many times from TCM sequels, but I think we're due for a good one. In fan film news, the Sawyer Massacre is currently running an Indiegogo campaign to help finance the film. I interviewed director Steve Merlot a few months ago, and I loved what he had to say about the project. Merlot is passionate and really seems to understand what the series is all about. The teaser trailer and the footage I've seen so far from the film really looks impressively grimy and gritty. I'll put links to the Indiegogo page as well as the teaser trailer down below. If any of that gets you excited, head over to the crowdfunding page and support this awesome fan film. These days, fan films sometimes are better than what the studios produce, and Merlot has a lot of passion put behind this one. So help bring Steve Merlot's The Sawyer Massacre to life. It's a good time to be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan. If I hear anything else, I'll be sure to pass it on to you here on ML Miller Frights. That'll be it for today. Please chime in down below in the comments and let me know how on the nose or mind-numbingly wrong I am, or you can counter with your own review. So guys, you know how YouTube works. I'd love to be able to dedicate more time to this channel. I'm not monetized yet, so if you want to help me out, remember to hit all the pertinent bells and whistles down below. Want some spooky comics to read? I have 2 new horror comic book trade paperbacks you should look out for. Both Gravetrancers and Pirouette, collecting never-before-published issues, can be found in only the finest of comic book shops. If you're looking for written reviews, you can find them on my website, mlmillerwrites.com. If you really want to show your support, I also have a Patreon page at mlmiller. Look for the link to my Patreon page down below. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're doomed. You're doomed. Live the life that you are meant to be. Live inside